U.S. government on the brink of shutting down again. What is this, like the ninth time in the past 5 years? TikTok is being censored. And Tether buys gold. This is the foundation. I am Sot L, seeker of truth L, speaker of truth L. We understand incorrect information incorrectly applied can get you hurt. Correct information incorrectly applied can get you hurt. So we are applying correct information always here at the foundation. I am Sot L, seeker of truth L, speaker of truth L. Thank you for being here on this Monday, January 26th, 2026. We got some stuff to get into, so let's get into it. Here we go. As always, make sure you check out welcome to thefoundation.com. Sign up for the email list, por favor. That's that's definitely please in Spanish. We are extending our offer period for the foundation trustee training, half off. Getting emails, people are trying to work out their finances. We understand. It's Christmas just passed not too long ago. A lot of movement, a lot of gifts. So 50% off the sign-up fee or startup fee for trustee training, all tiers. We're still working on getting the pricing nailed down for the weekly live trustee training. So stay tuned for that. But this is going to be, these tiers are going to be the absolute best deal. Bang for the buck. So this is automated training. It's at your own pace. Learn how to administer, create, defend private trusts in the real world, not theoretical. I almost said theocratical. Hypothetical, none of that. Real world private trust administration. Learn at your own pace. This is, as long as you want to be involved, you can cancel at any time. But we get a lot of great feedback from this training, and it makes me feel good that people are receiving benefits, value. So that's what we're looking to do here at the foundation. We also have our other available offerings with regards to education. We have the Foundation Trust Series, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. We have the Foundation Trust Primer. The Primer is over 18 documents handpicked by me. If you just getting into private trust, you now realize the distinction between private and public, or statutory and contract trusts, the difference, the distinction, and you're just getting into it, trying to understand it. The Foundation Trust Primer is for you. Also, we have the Trust Series. Again, Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. Part 1 is beginner. Part 2 is intermediate. Part 3 is more advanced. It'll get you up to speed, caught up. I do believe if you are brand new and this is kind of scary for you, these are the things you want to start with. The primer as well as the Trust Series. This is where you're going to want to start. Then you'll be completely ready for trustee training, or you can just jump right in. I don't know how long we're going to extend the offer for the half off of the startup. So definitely email us, support@welcometothefoundation.com or admin@welcometothefoundation.com to take advantage of the offer. Let's jump in this dance. We got the National Guard in Minnesota handing out coffee and donuts to government protesters. How about that? Let me just say that. What is it? Immigration. The Minnesota National Guard was seen handing out coffee and donuts to protesters yesterday in St. Paul. Video captured guardsmen in yellow vests offering donuts and coffee out of the back of what looks like an SUV. One National Guard member told WCCO TV that this was a demonstration of safety and security. We're going to lull you to sleep with some coffee and donuts, hit you with the butt of the rifle. I don't know. I'm just, that's kind of sensational. The National Guard posted on X earlier this month that if troops were deployed to the Twin Cities, they would wear reflective vests to help distinguish them from other agencies in similar uniforms. Federal officials are mixed at this point. This was, a while ago, but now you have, federal officials, certain officials, including Trump, are backing away from certain statements for people who made certain statements. Hopefully this adds to the de-escalation of what's going on up there. But let's move forward. Look at that. Silver hit. Ooh, it's back to 110. Silver hit $118 and some change yesterday, I believe, topped out. We still have the market open. This is unprecedented. It's unprecedented. We got the same with gold. Gold is over $5,000 for 1 ounce. If you got your hands on silver and gold over the past, 10 years since we've been doing the foundation, you are in a pretty position. Gold hits record above $5,100. It pulled back a little bit, but that's where it's at as geopolitics drive safe haven rush. Gold prices marched to record levels above $5,100 today as investors sought a safe haven amid international political tension, and silver and platinum also scaled all-time highs. I suggest y'all look at rhodium. Rhodium, last time I looked, it was over $10,000 for 1 single ounce. Crazy business. Also, you have platinum and palladium is also doing moves. This is amazing. Quote, gold prices continue to be supported by elevated geopolitical and economic uncertainty. Central banks remain strong buyers as they diversify foreign exchange reserves and reduce reliance on the U.S. dollar. End quote. This is Ryan McIntyre, president at Sprott Incorporated, who went on to say, in addition, investor inflows into physically backed exchange-traded funds have resumed, with holdings up approximately 20% year over year. End quote. So those ETFs, you can get into silver stocks. You can get into, and I'm not saying that you do that. I'm not giving you trading advice or anything. I'm the physical man. Grab it. If you don't hold it, then oops. So, but he's talking about ETFs, SLV. Then you have futures, SL1. You have SL2, which really just tracks silver itself. It's going to be very, very close in price. Then SLV, which is a contract. But look at those inflows. This is very interesting. Very, 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 very interesting, y'all. Very interesting. We got silver's parabolic rally sparks bubble warnings. I believe there's going to be a correction. I'm not giving legal advice, traffic advice, trading advice, relationship advice, tax advice, no advice. Can't do it. Don't do it. Won't do it. There's probably a correction coming. It's going to pull back, and then maybe, I don't know. What do I know? Silver extended its extraordinary rally today, topping $110 for the first time on record amid a surge in precious metals prices tied to fiscal concerns, inflation worries, and broader geopolitical risks. It's going to be the same. We got the same thing going on. Headlines. Los Angeles Homeless Services CEO is charged with defrauding taxpayers to pay for his luxury lifestyle. It's millions. CEO of Los Angeles Homeless, and you got homelessness in LA. You got homelessness all through Southern California. Northern, it gets a little different because it gets colder up there, especially at night. But Southern California, outside of the desert area, is pretty habitable. For there to be such an issue, fraud is going on everywhere, is what I'm trying to say. CEO of Los Angeles Homeless Services charity faces federal and state fraud charges after prosecutors said he lived a luxury lifestyle that included lavish vacations and designer clothes paid for with $23 million in public money meant to keep people off the streets. Alexander Sufer, 42, was arrested Friday at his $7 million home that investigators believe he afforded using funds that were supposed to support his nonprofit Abundant Blessings. This is First Assistant U.S. Attorney Bill Esseley. You got the U.S. Attorney on you. The charitable group was contracted with the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority, a county agency, to use taxpayer money to find shelter and provide 3 meals a day for more than 600 homeless residents. Instead, prosecutors said Sufer bought a $125,000 Range Rover, a $2,450 Hermes or Hermes, I don't know, man. I don't care. I don't wear that stuff. Jacket, a vacation home in Greece, a trip to Hawaii, where he stayed at a Four Seasons hotel that was famously the setting for the HBO TV show The White Lotus. Quote, he was living the high life while the people suffering, the homeless, lived on the streets with no shelter, no food. You got the U.S. Attorney busting on you. Busting. If convicted as charged, Sufer could receive a sentence of up to 20 years in prison. An email was sent Monday seeking comment from Sufer's attorney, Hillary Potashner. According to the indictment, Sufer falsified invoices to claim he was serving fresh meals and renting out rooms while homeless people were instead fed canned beans and bulk packs of microwavable ramen noodles. Investigators found Sufer falsified records to cover up the fact that he paid himself to, quote, rent, end quote, properties for homeless people that he already owned. Wow. Quote, Mr. Sufer called his company Abundant Blessings, but the only abundant blessings were the blessings he gave himself, end quote. Ugh. Moving forward, let's get to TikTok. TikTok says a power outage, not censorship, caused the widespread glitches. They're calling it technical glitches that users experienced over the weekend. But TikTok pushed back. After TikTok users complained over the weekend that they were struggling to upload videos related to immigrations, customs enforcement, and Saturday's, pew pew in Minneapolis, many voiced concerns that they were being politically censored under the app's new U.S. ownership. Did y'all know that? Well, check it out. But TikTok pushed back on those claims, saying that the widespread disruptions or malfunctions were due to a power outage at a U.S. data center the company relies on. I don't know. Sketch. They got the head of communications, Jamie Fazah, told NBC News that the worries of censorship were unfounded and that the failure was just the impact from the outage. New posts may still have lingering issues, she said, while the company works with the data center to fully restore service. The statements came after a wave of online outrage over the pew pew in Minneapolis on Saturday, as users attempted to post various statements about the pew pew. Many found that they were either unable to post, didn't see the expected number of views on their videos, or their videos were put into review process. The interruptions became the first impression that many TikTok users got of the platform's new U.S.-based leadership following a deal touted by President Donald Trump and announced Thursday. So, is it censorship? Is it power issues? Who knows? Moving forward, the Fed is headed to court. The Fed went to court. Let me read this. You can get behind this. The Federal Reserve's ability to set interest rates without political interference, a cornerstone of U.S. economic policy, is at stake this week in a pivotal Supreme Court case on presidential powers. Y'all should look into this. It's interesting. Tether says it bought 27 tons of gold in the fourth quarter. 27 tons. So Tether is a cryptocurrency But I think that this lets you know where the true value is. Tether. Issuer of the world's largest stablecoin added about 27 metric tons of gold to its fund exposure in the fourth quarter of 2025, it said today, broadly unchanged from its third quarter purchases estimated by analysts at 26 tons. Each Tether issued dollar token is intended to represent one US dollar held in reserve. When a user provides Tether with $1, the company issues one USDT and hold assets of equivalent value such as the US Treasury bills. Those reserves are meant to ensure the USDT can be redeemed for dollars if need be. So why? It sounds like a bank USDT. Is this one of the stable coins that's going to, run the future of the digital economy? Pay attention. I think everyone should pay attention. Most of the government could shut down this weekend. ICE operations would carry on, though, so you can't stop that. Most of the federal government could shut down at the end of the week, but that likely would not halt the immigrations and customs enforcements and border patrol operations in Minneapolis and other parts of the country. Democrats are up in arms after a border patrol agent pew-pewed Alex Preddy. This is the new one. An intensive care unit nurse and U.S. citizen in Minneapolis over the weekend that came after an ICE officer pew-pewed Renee Good, another Minneapolis resident and citizen, in her car early this month. Under enormous pressure from the base, Senate Democrats have vowed to block a sweeping government funding bill unless significant restrictions are imposed on the Trump administration's immigration enforcement operations. They're playing political chess out here. Pay attention. Health insurance is even less affordable this year. Here's why. Does it matter? The fact is that it's less affordable. Employees' health benefit costs are expected to rise 9%, the largest increase in several years, though they will try to soften the blow somewhat for workers, according to consultants. Premiums for the benchmark Affordable Care Act plan soared 26% on average, one of the biggest jumps since the Obamacare plans debuted more than a decade ago. And Medicare Part B, premiums, which cover doctor's visits, outpatient hospital services, and other care, shot up nearly 10% this year, the largest increase in 4 years, and second largest hike in dollar terms in the program's history. The standard monthly premium is now $202.90. This is up $17.90 from last year, according to the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Check on your peoples. Because some people are going to forego treatment. Check on your loved ones. Make sure they're good. Loved ones get proud when they get older. They don't like to talk about stuff. They feel weak. Check on your loved ones. The Treasury cancels Booz Allen contracts after employee leaked Trump tax records. They found him. And they canceled the whole contract with the company. I bet the company stocks dropped. It's Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, I don't know. On Monday, which is today, said he canceled all Treasury Department contracts with the consulting firm Booz Allen Hamilton, whose employee leaked the tax records of President Donald Trump and the billionaires Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk to media outlets. Booz Allen Hamilton's stock price dropped more than 10%. They usually stop the trading after that. But I don't know. Who knows? Pause it. On the heels of the Treasury Department's announcement, the department said it currently has 31 separate contracts with Booz Allen Hamilton, totaling $4.8 million in annual spending and $21 million in total obligations. That's a big contract to lose. A lot of people be laid off. I wonder if the company's going to survive, but they found who did it. Trump says DOJ and Congress are looking at Rep. Ilhan Omar of Minnesota. It's going down in Minnesota. President Donald Trump said today that the Justice Department and Congress are looking at Rep. Ilhan Omar, a Minnesota Democrat who has long been in Trump's crosshairs. Check this out. Where's it said? He said, yeah, here it is right here. Trump said Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who left Somalia with nothing and is now reportedly worth more than $44 million. Trump made the comment in his morning announcement on Truth Social that he's dispatching White House border czar Tom Homan to, I doubt it. No one's going to be like, yeah, my last name is Homan. It's Homan probably, right? To Minnesota tonight. The president said his administration is investigating massive fraud in the state, which he said is at least partially responsible for the violent organized protests going on in the streets. Trump did not provide further details on the alleged investigations. Asked for comment on Trump's post, the Congresswoman's office pointed NBC News to a statement she posted on social media. Quote, sorry, Trump, your support is collapsing and you're panicking. Right on cue, you're deflecting from your failures with lies and conspiracy theories about me. Years of investigations have found nothing. Get your goons out of Minnesota, end quote. It's politics. It's politics. Speaking of politics, purge of the top Chinese general throws military into turmoil, raises questions about Taiwan. This conflict with Taiwan is inevitable, y'all. The downfall of China's top general, second in command and once a close ally of President Xi Jinping, has thrown the leadership of the country's military into turmoil and raised questions about Taiwan's future. The Chinese Defense Ministry said in a statement Saturday that General Zhang Yushuya, vice chairman of Central Military Commission, which controls the armed forces, was under investigation and accused of serious violations of discipline and law. Liu Zhenli, another People's Liberation Army general and a lower member of the commission who was in charge of the Joint Staff Department, was also put under investigation. The statement gave no details about the allegations against them or the charges they were facing, but an editorial Sunday in the Liberation Army daily newspaper, the mouthpiece of the country's armed forces, suggested that Zhang, 75, was accused of corruption and possibly disloyalty to Xi. Zhang and Liu, it said, quote, seriously trampled on and undermined, end quote, the system of responsibility on the military commission's chairman, Xi himself. The pair had also, quote, gravely fostered political and corruption problems that weakened the party's absolute leadership over the military, end quote. Adding that this had caused immense harm to China's combat readiness. I wonder if this has to do with Taiwan and differences of opinion, because they are going at Taiwan, regardless of what you want to say, regardless of what you want to think. I was checking out this, and we'll be out on this. I was checking out this video. I think it was Redacted News. That dude that used to be on the news, but then they fired him. Then he created a YouTube channel with his wife. They be on some wild shit. But one of their guests said Homo Borg Genesis. And they're talking about, nanoparticles, nanobots inside the body and stuff. This is something y'all should look into. It's, some fringe stuff. Some people would say tinfoil hat. But, man, is this not compelling? And, with the nanotechnology. And here, when people say nanotechnology, I think of Apple. Believe it or not, I think of their nano chips that they're slamming together, all these different cores and processors on these nano wafers for computers, for laptops, for iPads, for iPhones. And this is consumer grade. We're not talking medical grade, military grade, science grade. This stuff is intriguing. It's called Homo Borg Genesis. You should do a search on this. You're going to do a search. There's going to be a lot of, conspiracy theory labels on it, which made me want to look at it more. But I'm not going to go into it on the show. But I say y'all check it out. I think it's something to check out. But with that being said, that's current events, y'all. Today's Monday, January 26th, 2026. 126.26. Crazy. But we're out of here. Y'all enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Make sure you say 10 things that you're thankful for before you go to sleep tonight and every night. It's very important. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow. We'll do it again. Peace, y'all.